Oh, hi there. I didn't see you there. Welcome to Jan&Jonmas, day 4. Yes, Green Grows the Holly. That's what we're going to be discussing today. That's track 4 on our album Great Joy to the New. If you don't know, this is a part of a 13-part series where we're going through each track of our album, talking about the history, talking about the production, the arrangement, all that kind of stuff. You can go back and check out the other ones on our various platforms, or you could listen to the album first and make your own mind up before we tell you what we think.
That's always a good idea.
So where's this one from?
So this one, Green Grows the Holly, its proper name, Green Groweth the Holly, allegedly written by Henry VIII. He made a lot of claims, or people made a lot of claims, that he wrote certain things.
Yeah, and I can't remember, he might not have written the words to this. I think they might have been an existing poem.
Maybe? I can't remember.
But he put it to music. And there was something about, actually you could buy our album and look at the sleeve notes and tell us, because I think I wrote it in there somewhere. But there's something about it being one of the first examples of poetry about the kind of wintry, Christmassy season being put to music and becoming one of the first carols, essentially, which is quite nice.
That's interesting.
It's just a shame that it wasn't very good.
Well, the melody's just a bit weird.
Yeah.
Why don't we just dive into listening to it? And
yeah, I think you're right.
It might be interesting for you to have a listen to how it's meant to sound, and then you'll be able to see how kind of brutal we've been with the melody.
Yeah.
Just kind of...
Yeah, comparing.
The melody and the order of the words, just kind of chopped it up and...
Yeah, we're quite brutal to this one.
It's the great luxury of music being out of copyright.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, yeah. But we are haunted by the ghost of Henry VIII now.
And I'm pressing play. Green grows the holly, so doth the ivy, the winter blasts blown e'er so high, and green grows the holly.
This is the first example of an electric guitar being used for Jan&Jon.
The sun.
And we drove from a gig that we'd done in London to Wales, and somewhere on that journey I'd lost my guitar amp.
Oh, I remember that.
It was in a Premier Inn in Edgware.
With God must work for daily bread. It's this kind of bit that we've changed a lot.
Yeah, it's like a building chorus.
Soft fall the showers, and green grows the holly. What are all the sounds going on here? Because I think this is another point where I was on the couch ill.
Yeah, bedbound.
Yeah.
This was, you were playing harmonium, low notes on the harmonium for this one. And I was playing a lap steel, but playing is the operative word. I was just holding a bit of metal on, and the gain was fully up, and so you hear this kind of like wah over the top of it.
Else man thou starvest, soft fall the showers, and green.
I like how clean Andy's kept this one though.
Green grows the holly, so doth the ivy. The God of life can never there's a couple of bits on this track where I was just recovering from this cold, and I think Andy had to use a little bit of Melodyne to make my voice. Just, there was a couple of honking notes, and there's a few bits where I was like, Andy, the Melodyne there sounds really obvious. And he'd be like, all right, I'll go and fix that. And he'd come back and go, that's just exactly how you sang it, Janice.
How you sang it, yeah. You sound like a robot sometimes, yeah.
Very ill.
Yeah. I like that ending. It's kind of, quite an anticlimactic ending. It doesn't build to anything. It's not like Carol of the Beasts. This is low key. And
it's one of my favourites.
Well, it reminds me quite strongly of when you lived down the road, further west, and we were listening. I think we'd recorded a few videos. We were doing live streams at that time. It was kind of the lockdown when we were bubbling, and Bird Ellen's album had just come out, and it's quite a dark album. I feel like she'd done like a song like Emmanuel or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's a really enjoyably dark Christmas album, and I think she did such a good job on it.
That was a great album. It still is.
It might have lay in my subconscious, because at that point we were like recording The Trees Are All Bare and stuff like that, like really cheery stuff. Which is kind of more my introduction to Christmas. I like sort of John Kirkpatrick and all that kind of stuff, all those albums, Magpie Lane.
Oh yeah.
That's how I was raised into the Christmas world. And then suddenly hearing sort of like quite sparse electric guitar and all these kind of weird sounds. I thought it sounded quite cool. So I think that song fit the bill quite well for that kind of treatment.
When I think about singing songs, that feels like 100% my vibe. Like, I feel very comfortable in that kind of style.
Yeah,
like
you
lots of space,
it, yeah.
And a bit. I think it is quite rhythmic, but it almost feels like you're singing in quite a free way.
Yeah, and I think the way we recorded it, it was just it was live. Like, it was you singing, me playing guitar, and then everything built around it. We found this song, if you remember, way back when it was in January.
It was just January, this year.
Yeah, this year. Yeah, that's right. We're in Halsey Manor.
Just before, it was about a month or 3 weeks before we recorded.
And I think it came together quite naturally. It was one that I think we'd just finished arranging our version of Wild Shepherds, which is also on this album, which will be Jan&Jonmas number 13, I think. That'll be the final
it's the last track.
But we just finished that, and we wanted to do another one. We were at Halsey Manor for a week, so we didn't have long, basically, and we were rummaging through the library, and Sam Baxter was also there.
Yeah.
And he pointed us in this direction. And I think seeing the melody, I think this is where it helps, I think, to not look at the tune before you like, to not read the music before you look at the words. Because looking at the words, you think, that's brilliant. It's a perfect poem. You could put that to music so easily. And then you look at the music and it's like, and green grows the holly. And it's like, come on, like, it leaves a lot to be desired, that tune.
Yeah.
And so I think, it took a bit of butchering before we got it into the right place for us. Other people do that tune very well.
Yeah.
I assume. I've not heard any other bands do it.
I've listened to some people and I've thought, oh, you managed it.
Yeah, good. Yeah. But I guess I assume a lot of the early music, do this one, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's quite fun. I think almost when you find a melody you're not 100% keen on, you almost have that mindset of like, this song's probably not going to work. But that's quite good because you let go of a lot of, I don't know, expectations, and you can almost be a bit freer.
And the setting helped as well. Like, I think if we were sat in this living room arranging it, it might have been different. But the actual space that we worked in, I think, had a big influence on what it sounded like. Like, we were in the long room in Halsey Manor, which is kind of a big, quite echoey, stately home room, and it was the evening as well, and so it was dark. We didn't have the lights on, and we recorded the demo there and then. It was just one microphone, electric guitar, voice, and I just did it in a nice big reverby, dark,
sent the demo
haunted room.
Yeah.
And I think it worked, and that's what we wanted to capture when we recorded this in the studio. Bit of a spooky one, but we'll see you for Jan and John number
5.
five.
See you tomorrow.